Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, like so many people, I did not really set out to be in infection prevention at all. Uh, all I knew about infection prevention, honestly, before I got into the field, was when I worked at a hospital in New York City. There was one woman who walked around, Mrs. Ebert, and she would make sure patients were on isolation, and she would advise about antibiotics. Uh, and it was like I just didn't know really what she did at all. Did not appreciate, the depth and the extent of the work that she did. And didn't really think about Mrs. Ebert for a long time after that. And then when I moved to North Carolina, I was trying to balance graduate school with nursing. And so I took a job in the quality department to be a quality control nurse. Back in the day, that's what they were called. And I was on the job maybe 2 months, and the director of the quality department came in and said, "We're taking over infection control," is what it was called at the time. So we are going to draw straws to see who is going to go to the University of North Carolina week-long course to learn to be an infection control nurse. And I literally drew the short straw and went to UNC for a week. And my teachers were Bill Rotella, Karen Hoffman, Dr. David Weber. So, and I went in, and the first day of class, I realized this was what I was meant to do. This is exactly what I want to do. And I took that first course, part one, in 1990, and I have been in infection prevention pretty much ever since. I did have a brief window of time where I got out of infection prevention, but it sounds like we're going to get back to that. But yeah, I was lucky enough to have great instructors. Karen Hoffman, people will recognize her name as a past president of APIC, but she and Dr. Rotella and Dr. Weber, they started the SPICE program, the state program for infection control and epidemiology. It's sponsored through UNC, and it's a phenomenal program. And I was just lucky enough to be a part of that. Um, so that's how I got into infection prevention and never left.